cruise news time, and woo, it is a doozy. Carnival just dropped a big announcement that resulted in a bunch of cruises being canceled for 2021. It's cancellation day, and a new testing requirement that will probably roll over into the other cruise lines. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, look, we're going to talk pretty Carnival-centric today, but there's going to be some overtones. There's going to be some bleed over into the rest of cruising. Big announcement coming out from Carnival. I'm going to go through all of it. This was just released by Carnival brand ambassador John Heald, and there will be published announcements coming soon after that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday, the 2nd of September. I'll just jump into my notes here, and we will talk about what John Heald said about cruise ships. Now, the big point that he made is that so far, 8 of their cruise ships have come out, but we know that there are plans. Okay, calm down, T. Let me say this also. New Orleans still struggling with power. We are still continuing to think about that. And then some unforeseen fallout from Ida as Ida made its way into the Northeast. We've got some terrible situations in the Northeast, New York, the New England states, all dealing with flooding. There's people that are really struggling up there. Thoughts and prayers go out to those folks. And then even last week before Ida, there was like flash flooding in areas I used to live in Tennessee, and people everywhere struggling. And so it's hard to encompass everybody that's going through challenges, but let's collectively have a positive thought for those people. All right, back to the Carnival announcement. 8 ships are currently in service. You know, John did a good job of like cheerleading first. 8 ships currently in service, and then there's still ships to come in 2021, and some of them have some new restart dates. Carnival Valor will be coming out in New Orleans on the 1st of November. The Carnival Legend will be starting in Baltimore on the 14th of November, and it will be replacing the Carnival Pride, which is currently running in Baltimore, but will be moving to Tampa on 11/14, which is kind of cool because Tampa's close to my house. I'm already thinking, could I get on one of these sailings? The Radiance, they were supposed to come out on the 5th of November. But they are pushing it back. Radiance is going through a dry dock. It is now coming out on the 13th of December. So they're pushing it over a month. So there's cancellations in there. Anybody that was on the Radiance in the month of November out of Long Beach, cancellation day. Now 12/13 is the date. And the same thing for the Conquest. Conquest was supposed to show up in Miami in October, on the 8th of October. They're pushing that out 2 months until the 13th of December. So cancellation day, like we said, it's a volatile time. There's still cruises to be canceled, and it doesn't end there. Those are the only ships left coming out in 2021 for Carnival. There were a lot of other ships that were scheduled to come out. The Sensation was supposed to come out to Mobile on 10/21. Now the Sensation is going to come out in Mobile in January of 2022. They haven't given a date. And then all these other ships, they don't have a date for yet, other than the fact that they are not coming out until 2022. We're talking the Carnival Liberty. We're talking the Carnival Sunshine. We're talking the Carnival Paradise, the Carnival Ecstasy, and the Carnival Sensation. I believe that most of those had a 2021 restart date. Like I know South Carolina is in there. Of course, Mobile is in there. Some of these smaller ports, possibly Jacksonville. So if you were thinking that any of those cruise ports were going to come online in 2021, they have now been pushed out to 2022. If you're booked on any of these cruises, you can rebook for no fee, or you can take the refund. There's the first question for the comments. Is today cancellation day for you in Carnival? Leave a comment below. Now, those ships not coming online is a big deal for the cruise restart, but maybe even a bigger deal was the next announcement that John Heald made. I'm going to tell you all about it, but first, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with all of the breaking cruise news, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. It doesn't cost anything, just get you notified. Thank you in advance. All right, big announcement. Here we go. Pay attention. Tell a friend. We've been talking about it since the new guidance came out from the CDC about a week ago. Baked into that guidance is a new recommendation. Instead of having a 72-hour, a 3-day testing period, they're recommending that cruise ships require a 2-day negative COVID test before they allow people to cruise. And here we see it. Carnival is doing that. They're changing their testing guidelines from a 72-hour to a 48-hour. The way Carnival works that is they work it in days. And so if it's a 2-day and you're cruising on Saturday, you need to be tested no earlier than Thursday. Or if you're cruising on Sunday, you need to be tested no earlier than Friday. So now, that's the big one. Wake up. Pay attention, everybody. If you're cruising on Carnival, all guests, regardless of vaccination status, you're going to need a test 48 hours before your cruise. This goes into effect not this weekend, but next weekend, September the 13th. So if you're cruising this weekend, you're fine with your 3-day test. If you're cruising next weekend, you're not fine. You've got to figure out a way to get a test 2 days before the cruise. Now, certainly this is a challenge. John also threw out a bone saying that they are working on setting up a mobile pre-cruise testing site at all ports for people that are unable as a last resort. He said it was a last resort. They're working on that. It's not ready yet. There's no timeline on when it will be ready. Like I said, it felt like a little bit of a bone, which I think the cruise line should do this. If they go to a 2-day testing period, they've got to have some sort of safety net for people that just can't get that done. Also in this section of announcements, John said that all of the current protocols that are in place for October will be in place until the end of the year. So they're still going to be sailing with the 95% vaccinated, 5% unvaccinated with an exemption process. Of course, the exemption process is primarily for kids and for people that can't get the vaccine for like a medical reason. And so that exemption process, he said very plainly, if you definitely want to cruise on a fun ship, the way to assure that is to be vaccinated. And so they're going to be holding all of those protocols. I assume for right now they're still going to be holding all of the same masking and distancing protocols, and so yeah, and the testing protocols, of course. So just again, you've got ships that canceled, you've got the change in the testing protocol from 3 days down to 2 days, and then the affirmation that the protocols that are currently in place will continue to be in place until the end of the year. This is important because if you don't like those protocols and you had some inclination to cancel your cruise or to move your cruise, they weren't really doing that until the official protocols came out for your sailing. So with this announcement, at least now, if you have cruises in November and December and you want to move them or cancel them or whatever, at least you can say, look, I don't agree with the current protocols, get my money back or move it over, that kind of thing. Tell somebody, send this out. If you know people that are taking Carnival cruises, this is important. Now, will this bleed over into other cruise lines? I think certainly it will. I am waiting, and I would not be surprised if by the end of the day I get some sort of notification that on my Princess cruise next week, I'm going to need to get a test within 2 days instead of 3 days. I currently have a test scheduled at the Seattle airport for about an hour and a half after I land, just in case I get delayed on my plane. But I'd really rather take a test before I fly. So I'm still looking at some walk-in options here in Florida. Where I live in Florida right now, I am unable to get a rapid test appointment for CVS or Walgreens. There are some walk-in type urgent care places that the people have emailed me that said you can just walk in and get a 15-minute test. Of course, I would have to pay for that. That's the other thing. The thing that John Hill was talking about too is you're going to have to pay for testing at the port, and he said it may be more economical to get it at home. So I don't know what the price range is going to be there. Again, it's something they said they're working with a company, I guess a company that's nationwide that can have these centers at all of these cruise ports, but that was it on the details. And so it didn't sound like that was coming very quickly. Definitely probably not within the next week. So I think Princess, it will be interesting. They followed the masking protocol that Carnival put out just almost in the same day. It'll be interesting to see if that's true on these testing protocols, and then it'll be interesting to see if other cruise lines do it. Boom, that's your cruise news. Was this cancellation day for you? What do you think about that 2-day testing? Is that going to make cruising harder for you? Leave a comment below. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. Please hit the like button or you're going to forget your wallet when you go to pay for coffee, and then the only form of payment you got's on your phone, and your phone's dead. You don't got no coffee. This is Tony for Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.